सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। We have completed 11th chapter in the previous class. We have also completed summary of 11th chapter. Now we will take up chapter 12 titled Bhaktiyogam. Atha dvadasodhyayah Bhaktiyogah. This is the 12th chapter titled Bhaktiyogam. It is a very small chapter containing only 20 slokas, but very potential. It has the essence of Vedanta and also the essence of entire Veda. These 20 slokas can be divided into two portions. The first portion is Bhaktiyogam, which is detailed from sloka 1 up to 12. And the second portion is Bhakti Yoga Phalam. This starts from sloka 13 up to end of the chapter, that is sloka 20th. We'll have a quick bird's eye view of Bhakti Yoga before we start studying this. When we say Bhakti Yogam, there are a lot of misconceptions that prevail in the general public and the teachers also, and the teachers alike who teach Bhagavad Gita. We should understand the definition of Bhakti. Bhakti is not a special sadhana, it's not a special practice. It is not doing bhajan and going to some temple, or doing some yatras. People think that is the only bhakti, others are not bhakti. That is not correct. Doing parayanam, all this, they think that is bhakti. All other things are not bhakti. This is a wrong concept. Bhakti Yoga Phalam is moksham. So, the practices of spiritual endeavor, the Adhyatmika sadhanas, they can be divided into three: Karma Yogam, Upasana Yogam, Jnana Yogam. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Upanishads. Therefore, all three sadhanas are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Karma Yogam plus Upasana Yogam plus Jnana Yogam, together we can call it Bhakti Yogam. We cannot separate Bhakti Yogam from these three. We cannot say Bhakti Yogam is not Karma Yogam, Bhakti Yogam is not Upasana Yogam, Bhakti Yogam is not Jnana Yogam. That is not correct way of thinking. Bhakti Yogam is not separate from all the three. In fact, the combination of all three yogas, that is Karma Yogam, Upasana Yogam, Jnana Yogam, is nothing but Bhakti Yogam. Why Shastra took these three yogas as Bhakti Yogam? If you have Ishvara Bhakti alone, these three yogas are possible. If you don't have Ishvara Bhakti, you cannot follow Karma Yogam, you cannot follow Upasana Yogam, and you cannot follow Jnana Yogam, which is Bhakti Parakashta, the pinnacle of Bhakti, the climax of Bhakti is Jnana Yogam. So, all three put together, Karma Yogam, Upasana Yogam and Jnana Yogam, together we called it Bhakti. There are certain differences in them depending on their level of practice and order of practice. There is an order to practice these yogas. So we can title this as Bhaktiyogam Sthayi 1, first level. That is Karma Yoga Lakshana Bhakti Yogam. This is first level, Bhakti. Bhakti in the very fundamental level. Bhakti Yogam in the middle level. Bhakti Yogam Sthayi 2, second level, is Upasana Lakshana Bhakti Yogam. Bhakti Yogam in third level, the ultimate level, is Jnana Lakshana Bhakti Yoga. Lakshana means in the form, in the way, in that mode, in that rupam. So 3 levels are there which Shastra mentioned, but Paramatma divided them into 5 for our convenience. Usually when the steps are steep, it is very difficult to climb, so they can make it into 2 steps. So similarly, these 3 steps, these 3 levels are converted into 5 steps. Karma Yogam is divided into 2, Upasana Yogam is divided into 2, Jnana Yogam as 1. So total 5 steps are there. So Karma Yogam Sthayi 1, level 1 is Sakama Karma Pradana Karma Yogam. Karma Yogam Sthayi 2 is Nishkama Karma Pradana Karma Yogam. This is second level. Then Upasana Yogam Sthayi 1, Upasana Yogam first level. Ekarupa Iswara Dhyanam. Upasana Yogam Sthayi 2, Upasana Yogam level 2 is Aneka Rupa Iswara Dhyanam. This is second level meditation. First level meditation is Eka Rupa Iswara Dhyanam. Then the 5th one is Akshara Upasana. That is Jnana Yogam. Karma Yogam 2, Upasana Yogam 2, Jnana Yogam 1. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. So there are total 5 steps in this. So we'll study one by one. Sakama Karma Pradana Karma Yoga. We understood that Karma Yogam is divided into 2. Subtle difference is there. Those who are not interested in moksha and they are not interested in altruistic work, they are not interested in Manava Seva, they are bit selfish. They want mundane accomplishments. They want comforts, luxuries. So they are stuck to mundane targets. Nothing wrong. This is one category of people. Why I said nothing wrong is we cannot suppress the wishes. We cannot suppress the desires. It is very dangerous. If you suppress, they may burst like a volcano. So, if you don't have bhakti and moksham, doesn't matter. At least you have ardhan kama as your targets and run after that. To fulfill your ardhan kama, you seek Bhagavan as a means. So, in this aspect, Bhagavan is the means and the mundane accomplishments are the targets. They are sadhyam. Mundane accomplishments are sadhyam. Bhagavan is sadhana. Bhagavan says, Krishna Paramatma says, doesn't matter, you go ahead with your way of thinking, but only one condition. What is that condition? Whatever you desire must be as per dharma. You should not deviate the dharma. And the second most important thing, what Paramatma wanted these people to follow is whenever you accomplish the worldly things, the mundane things, don't think that it is your greatness. That is all because of you. You should learn to enjoy it as Ishvara Prasadam. From an ordinary shirt to a house, whatever you buy, you can enjoy it. And you have liberty to have them and then enjoy it. But then you should feel that it is all gift from the God, prasadam from Bhagavan. You must have had umpteen dreams and finally built your dream house. Bhagavan is only saying a small thing. You think that it is a temple. Bhagavan has given this as a prasadam. You are living in the temple. So with that feeling, you try to enjoy the mundane things. In that bhavana, in that very feeling, some people, they also name their house as Ishvara Prasadam, Rama Prasadam, Durga Prasadam, like that. So this type of bhakti is Sakama Karma Pradhana Karma Yoga. You can have Kamya Karmas, you can have desires, no issue. But do it with a Prasada Buddhi. You may not take up Nishkama Karmas. Don't do Nishiddha Karmas. The karmas which are banned, which are mentioned as avoidable karmas, the karmas which are not supposed to be performed. Don't do para apakara karma. Do para upakara karma. If you don't do para upakara karma, at least don't do para apakara karma. Whatever you do is bound to get you the result. So take it as Ishvara Prasada. So this is called Sakama Karma Anushtanam. So this is the first and foremost stage. You are doing for your own benefit all the karmas, for the accomplishments of mundane things. But when you get the result of your karma phalam, you have to take it as Ishvara Prasadam. This is the first level of Karma Yogam. Ishvara Prasada Buddhya Sakama Karma Anushtanam. This is the first and foremost stage. Then Nishkama Karma Pradhana Karma Yoga. So if you are taking Sakama Karma and its phalam, even if you do Sakama Karma, the Karma phalam you are taking as Ishvara Prasadam. So with this kind of attitude, there will be a change in your mind. Your mind gets cleansed. As your mind gets cleansed, you start realizing that you are doing all selfish things. Why should I not do something to others? Instead of remaining myself as a consumer, why should I not become a contributor? So if you have this, that means you have got Chitta Suddhi. So what the Desham has given me, instead of questioning that way, what did I give to my country? What did I give to the nature? So that kind of thinking starts. So from Sakama Karma, slowly you transform into Nishkama Karma. You transform your karma to Nishkama Karma. From Swartha Karma, you transform your karma to Para Upakara Karma. So real success means not taking but giving. So you realize you enjoy in giving than taking. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatva manasuhu. Kaivalya Upanishad. This Laukika Jivana Vidhanam, Adhyatmika Jivana Vidhanam, there is a difference in both of them. Laukika Jivana Vidhanam, whatever you achieve is your success. you think that it is your success. In fact, it is the God's blessing. So, in Laukika Jivanam, in ordinary life, more and more you get, more and more accomplishments you get, you feel more successful. In spiritual, in Adhyatmika Jivana Vidhanam, in spiritual life, more you give, more successful you are. So, in the second level of Karma Yogam, the Sakama Karma gets reduced. Selfishness gets reduced. You have interest in the society. You have interest in the people around you. So, at this stage, the karma is Nishkama Karma. It is more Para Upakara Karma. So, this Nishkama Karma is in Pancha Mahayajnas. Earlier, you felt that you had no time for Para Upakara Karma. No time for Pancha Mahayajnas. All the time you were running around for Ardha and Kama. Now you got ample time to do Seva. This Upakaram, this help, need not be always in terms of money. You can spend some quality time with people and console them, motivate them, talk some good things, change people for good. Or you can share your knowledge. But you should not do it with ego. Because I have all this, I am doing. You should do it with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. So, the second level of Karma Yogam is Ishwararpana Bhavanaya Nishkama Karma Anushtanam, Para Upakara Anushtanam. So, this is the second level of Karma Yogam. So, the level 1 is Sakama Karma, level 2 is Nishkama Karma. In Sakama Karma, you do karma with selfishness. In Nishkama Karma, you do karma means action. You do karma with selflessness. In Sakama Karma, you are narrow-minded. In Nishkama Karma, you identify the needs of others. In Sakama Karma, Chitta Suddhi is very slow. The cleansing process is very slow in mind, and it takes a very long time. In Nishkama Karma, Chitta Suddhi or cleansing process is very quick. Sakama Karma is Ishvara Prasada Bhavana, Sakama Karma Anushtanam. In Nishkama Karma, we do karma with Ishvara Arpana Bhavana, with a feeling that you are dedicating your work unto God. And this is Nishkama Karma Anushtanam. So Karma Yogam is a combination of two things, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi and Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. So when you take up karma with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, and when you receive karma phala with Ishvara Prasada Buddhi, then you are qualified for the third stage. You are escalated yourself to the third stage of bhakti. In this chapter, we understood that bhakti is categorized as 5 levels. So, once you are successful in first and second stages, then you are qualified for the third stage. So, in the third stage, you do meditation on Ishvara. You may wonder, why meditation? Just Karma Yoga is not enough. Karma Yoga is great. It will give you Chitta Suddhi, it will cleanse your Chittam. If you want to flourish spiritually, Karma Yoga is a necessary prescription. But there are limitations. Karma yogi is out and out into actions. In first level of karma yogam, that is sakama karma yogam, he is more into accumulating worldly things, and he is always outwardly working. Bhyamukham. Either you do nishkama karma or sakama karma, it is a bhyamukha action. You will be doing action in the world. That means you run around in the world. This kind of bahirmukhatvam, extrovertedness, is a hindrance for jnana yogam and atma vicharana. Yo veda nihitam buhayam parame vyoman. So, in jnana yogam, you have to do panchakosha vivekam. That means you have to travel inwardly. All your indriyas are fitted outside. Therefore, they have a tendency for extrovertedness. Paranchikani vitrunasvayambhuhu tasmat paran pasyati nantaratman. So, all these instruments are fitted to interact outside world. So, unless and until you make an effort, they do not turn inward. So, this is the greatest disadvantage. There is a limitation in karma yoga. So, in meditation, you learn to look inside. Antarmukhatvam. So, upasana yogam. Krishna Paramatma again divided this into two categories. One is Ekarupa Ishvara Dhyanam, the second is Anekarupa Ishvara Dhyanam. This Ekarupa Ishvara Dhyanam is Ishtadevata Upasana. This Dhyanam, Paramatma says, Abhyasa Yoga. So we worship God in one form, maybe in Rama form, Krishna form, Devi or Lakshmi or Saraswati. Whatever the form you like, you have a name and form. This is the third level of bhakti, which is the first level of meditation, upasana yogam, which is Ekarupa Ishvara Dhyana. Whoever is your Ishtadevam, you meditate on that Saguna Ishvara. So this is the meditation 1 or third level of bhakti. Then meditation 2 is Aneka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam. So after having upasana, after having this meditation of Ekarupa Ishvara, don't stay there. You have to graduate to Anekarupa Ishvara Dhyana. This Anekarupa Ishvara Dhyanam is nothing but Vishwarupa Ishvara Dhyanam. You should look at the Jagat as Ishvara. Bhagavan is all pervading. So whatever you look, whatever you transact, whatever you undergo is all God. Everything here is divine. Here, nothing is beyond God. All this is God, God, God alone. So, you should have that vision of divinity in this world. So, this is the Vishwarupa Ishvara Dhyanam or Anekarupa Ishvara Dhyanam. There are certain differences between Ekarupa Dhyanam and Anekarupa Dhyanam. Ekarupa Dhyanam will enhance your concentration, Chitta Ekagrata, one-pointed concentration. Anekarupa Dhyanam will enhance your Chitta Vaisalyata. It will expand your mind. In Ekarupa Ishvara Dhyanam, you concentrate on one particular God. especially your Ishta Daivam. In Aneka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam, the world itself is Ishvara. So, both are upasanas. Both are Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam. That Ishvara may be Ekarupa or Anekarupa. So, we have Karma Yogam 1 and 2, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi plus Prasada Buddhi. This is the advantage. We have got Ishvara Arpana Buddhi and Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. This will give you a great relief in your mind. It will bestow you with a kind of Chitta Suddhi. It will process your Raga and Dvesha. Karma Yoga will process your mind. Upasana Yogam 1 and 2 gives you Chitta Ekagrita and Chitta Vaisarjata. That means concentration and expansion. Then Karma Yogam plus Upasana Yogam together will give you Jnana Yogyata. You are qualified for Jnana. So, if you perform all the 4 levels of bhakti, then you are entitled for Jnana. Jnana Yoga means Nirguna Ishvara. This Nirguna Ishvara is also called Brahma. Bhagavan, when he is looked at the Vyavahara level, is Saguna. If he is viewed from Paramarthika level, he is Nirguna Ishvara. So, 7th chapter is Apara Prakriti plus Para Prakriti. Saguna Ishvara is Apara Prakriti. Nirguna Ishvara is Para Prakriti. So, whatever we have seen is Apara Prakriti Rupa Ishvara Dhyana. If you learn Jnana Yogam, Para Prakriti Rupa Ishvara Vicharana, that is Nirguna Ishvara Vicharana, there are 3 steps again: Sravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Sravanam is in a systematic way, consistently for a long time, you have to expose yourself to Srotriya Brahmanishta Guru and learn Shastra, especially Atma Vidya. You have to learn about Nirguna Ishvara, that is your own reality. When you expose yourself for a long time, when you have this long span of Sravanam, then you understand that you are Nirguna Brahma. You know your higher state. You should be able to realize, you should be able to recognize your higher level of reality. Aham Brahma Asmi. You are that very consciousness. That is your reality. So, between Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma, there are subtle differences. There are some subtle differences are there. Saguna Brahma, you have a feeling of duality. In Nirguna Brahma, there is no duality. It is Advaita Bhavana. God alone is there, nothing else is there. When it is Saguna Brahma, Ishvara is different, Jiva is different. In Nirguna Brahma, Ishvara and Jiva both are same. After Sravanam, the second stage in Jnana Yogam is Mananam. Mananam is a stage where you have to get Nischaya Jnana, undoubted knowledge. In this stage, you have to process all your doubts and get doubtless knowledge. The third one and the final one is Nididhyasanam. This is the stage where you have to stay in the Jnana Nishta. So, you have to process all your Ragam and Dvesham. And whatever the vasanas you have maintained through janmas, you have to cleanse them. They are called viparita bhavanas. To address these viparita bhavanas, nididhyasana is helpful. So, jnanam is a threefold sadhana: Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasana. So, Jnana Yogam is Akshara Upasana, Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Nirguna Brahma is Nirakara Brahma. You don't have any male-female difference in this. Nasanna sanna sadasanna mahanna chanu, nastri pumanna cha, napunsaka bijam. It is mentioned like this in Dhanyashtakam. Asabdam asparsam arupam avyayam, tadarasam nityam agandavachayat. It doesn't have color, doesn't have taste, doesn't have form, doesn't have touch, doesn't have smell. So all the 5 sadhanas, 2 karma yogas, 2 levels of karma yoga, 2 levels of upasana yoga, and 1 level of jnana yogam, together is bhakti yogam. Bhakti yogam is karma yogam plus upasana yogam plus jnana yogam. So if somebody says, which one are you following? Are you following bhakti yogam or jnana yogam? It is a meaningless thing. It is not a sensible question. Karma yogam is one kind of bhakti, upasana yogam is another kind of bhakti, jnana yogam is still another kind of bhakti. All 3 are in 3 different levels. Every sadhaka must go through all the 3 stages. No one is born with a bhakti from the very birth itself. We all start with laukika sukhas, with a comfort, with a kind of mundane accomplishments. We all start our life. And slowly we understand what is moksha. So to accomplish the local things, mundane things, Veda gives umpteen methods. To beget children, it gives putra kameshti. To get money, it gives you a ritual. To get health, it gives you a ritual. To get comforts, it gives you different yagas. Like that, there are so many rituals to get your mundane things. And having enjoyed that stage, you have to slowly switch over to Nishkama Bhakti. From Sakama Bhakti, you have to switch over to Nishkama Bhakti and ultimately reach Jnana Yoga. This is the essence of first 12 slokas in Bhakti Yoga. Then Bhakti Yoga Phalam, that is sloka number 13 up to 20, Bhagavan is explaining the nature of a jnani who is successful in all 5 stages. A jnani who acquired Atma Jnanam and who stays in that Nishtha, Bhagavan calls him as Bhakta, Jnani Bhakta, is called Parabhakta. He is having the knowledge, Aham Brahma Asmi. So, Paramatma says he is the most beloved one. Such a jnani is the most beloved one. There is no difference between me and such a bhakta. That's what Paramatma mentioned. Other bhaktas are, I love them. They are priyam or priyataram. But jnani bhakta is priyatamam, superlative. He is the most beloved. In Nirguna Bhakti, there is no difference between sadhaka and the God. So, Bhagavan and Bhakta are same. Jnani tatvaiva me matam, that's what Paramatma already mentioned in chapter 7 and 18th sloka. So, such a jnani bhakta, he becomes one with me. Therefore, Parabhakta's nature, lakshanas, are mentioned in this chapter in slokas 13 up to 20. So with this context, we'll enter into the chapter, the first sloka. Arjuna uvacha evam satata yuktaye bhaktastvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Arjuna uvacha, Arjuna asked, ke yoga vittamaha, who are the best yogis? Tesham, among them, satata yuktaha, the ever steadfast, bhaktaha, devotees. Ye paryupasate, who meditate upon, tvam, you, evam, as described before, cha, api, ye, and those who meditate upon, aksharam avyaktam, the imperishable, unmanifest Brahman. Hey Bhagavan, evam satata yuktaha, ye bhaktaha, tvam paryupasate, ye cha api, avyaktam, aksharam, paryupasate, tesham madhye, ke yoga vittamaha santi. Arjuna asked, who are the best yogis among them, the ever steadfast devotees who meditate upon you, as described before, and those who meditate upon you, the imperishable, unmanifest Brahma. So, slokas 1 and 2 give us the introduction. It all started with the question of Arjuna. This question is based on the previous chapter. This is called Anuprashna. If a question is independent of the previous knowledge, it is called simply Prashna. Anuprashna means based on the teaching. If you are following the teaching, you get some doubts. Those doubts are based on the teaching. So such doubts based on the teaching is called Anuprashna. Arjuna asked, Saguna Bhakta is great or Nirguna Bhakta is great? That means a Bhakta who meditates on Saguna Ishvara, is he great? Or a Bhakta who meditates on Nirguna Ishvara, is he great? Who is great? Very important question. So, in the first stanza, he is praising Saguna Ishvara Bhakta. Bhaktaha tvam paryupasate. There are certain bhaktas who are meditating Saguna Ishvara. How? Satata yuktaha. They do it with a great commitment. They do it 24/7. In Saguna Ishvara, again there are two levels, as you all know. One is Ekarupa Ishvara, the other one is Anekarupa Ishvara. Arjuna is posing this question on which type of Ishvara? Ekam. Ekadasa Adhyaya Yukta Prakarena. Eva means in the 11th chapter you have explained Ishvara. What type of Ishvara? Anekarupa Ishvara. So, looking at this Jagat as Ishvara. Eva means Vishwa Rupa Saguna Ishvara. In the next stanza, he is introducing Nirguna Bhakta. Echa api, there are still some other people. Avyaktam aksharam paryupasate. Paryupasate is not there in this stanza. We have to take it from the previous stanza. Akshara Brahma paramam svabhavo adhyatma muchyate. Paramam Brahma is Akshara Ishvara. This is what we were told in 8th chapter. So Parabrahma is Gunatita. Therefore, Akshara Brahma means Nirguna Brahma, Avyaktam Brahma. Avyaktam means Sarva Indriya Agocharam. It's not visible to all our sensory organs. Nirguna Brahma is Avyaktam. Then how? Avyakta Brahma is the one whom you meditate. Nirguna Brahma cannot be visualized as an object. How can you meditate? There is only one way. You don't meditate him as an object, you meditate him as a subject. That is called Atma Dhyana. Some people, they do Nirguna Brahma Dhyana. Now the question is, among these two who are great, Tayoho Madhye, among the two, Ke Yoga Vittamaha, Saguna Upasaka is great or Nirguna Upasaka is great. So for this Anuprasna, Krishna Paramatma is going to answer. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Vesya Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yukta Tamamataha. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Lord Krishna said, Aveshya Manaha, fixing the mind, Mayi, upon me, Upeta Paraya Shraddhaya, with a great faith, Ye, Te Nitya Yuktaha, those ever steadfast devotees, Ye Upasate, who meditate, Mam, upon me, Mataha Yuktatamaha, are considered to be the best yogis, by me. Hey Arjuna, Mai Manaha Avesya Nitya Yuktaha Santaha Ye Paraya Shraddhaya Upetaha Mam Upasate Te Yuktatamaha Me Mataha. Lord Krishna answered, fixing the mind upon me with great faith, those ever steadfast devotees who meditate upon me are considered to be the best yogis by me. What was the question? Is Saguna Bhakti great or Nirguna Bhakti great? If this question is asked in the general public, 90% of the people will say Saguna Bhakti is great. Because Saguna Bhakti has got Nanatvam, it has got beauty, Adaram Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Nayanam Maduram, like this. Nirguna Ishvara has no akara, no form, no name. So it is beyond color, beyond name, beyond Shabda, beyond Sparsa, beyond all sensory organs. Who will like it? If you keep this answer aside, what is the real answer? Real answer is the very question is wrong. If the question is correct, then we can answer. Supposing I show you this book and say, what is the weight of this book? Is it 8 kilometers or 12 liters, like that? If I say, you will laugh at me, because it is irrelevant. Weight cannot be in kilometers or weight cannot be in liters. So, if two things are to be compared, they must be same type. If they are different things, you cannot compare this is good, that is good, like that. If two persons, if a guest comes to your house, you will ask a coffee, tea or milk or water. So they are all of one kind, drinkables. then you can further ask you take it in glass or do you want it in a cup? So that is again another category. So there is a meaning. If you ask, do you want glass or coffee? It is irrelevant. Both are different. They cannot be compared. So when you want to compare, they must be of the same type. Like we always say, if there are two pants, you can always choose one of the two. There are two shirts, you can always select one shirt. If somebody asks, should I wear pant or shirt, you will laugh at him. So in the same way, you cannot compare Saguna Bhakti and Nirguna Bhakti, because one is sadhana, other is sadhyam. Saguna Bhakti is sadhanam, Nirguna Bhakti is sadhyam. Saguna Bhakti is the first stage, Nirguna Bhakti is the next stage. By Saguna Bhakti, you can go to Nirguna Bhakti. Saguna Bhakti is Dvaitam, Nirguna Bhakti is Advaitam. So you cannot compare both. Unless you have Saguna Bhakti, you cannot come to Nirguna Bhakti. Unless you come to Nirguna Bhakti, Saguna Bhakti is not complete. So both are necessary. They have to be practiced in an order. You have to start with Saguna Bhakti and reach to Nirguna Bhakti. So you cannot say which one is great. So the very question is wrong. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Therefore, Bhagavan is answering. Bhagavan is not finding fault with Arjuna. This is a great quality of a teacher. A teacher will not discourage a student if he commits a mistake. So he is answering this way. Mai avesya manaha emam upasate. There are, certain bhaktas who meditate upon me. What upon me? Sagunam mam. Saguna Ishvara. That means it can be Ekarupa Ishvara or Anekarupa Ishvara. Anekarupa Ishvara, you can also call it as Vishwarupa Ishvara. What type of dhyana? Mai avesya. In their mind, they fill me with committed devotion. They have a nitya yuktaha. Continuously they do it. They are totally dedicated. They are doing it with a commitment. Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam. Paraya Sraddhaya Upeta. They have lot of bhakti and Shraddha. By Upasana, you have a growth, spiritual growth. By Upasana, you have got Chitta Suddhi and Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Vaisalyata. All three. This change you don't see outward. Upasakas have bhakti and shraddha on Saguna Ishvara. Teme yukta tamamataha. So, such Saguna Dhyanam, really, they are great. Here, Saguna Upasaka, you may worship, and afterwards, Nirguna Upasakas, they get me. Though he praised Saguna Upasaka in the Slokas that he is going to describe later, he says that Nirguna Upasakas, they get me. They become one with me. That means there is no comparison between Saguna Upasakas and Nirguna Upasakas. Both are stages. If you say, which is great, LKG is great or degree, graduation is great, you will laugh at the questioner. You will laugh at the person who questions this. This question is also like that. Only after LKG you have to go to first class and then process your education till intermediate and then go to graduation. So these are all steps. So in the same way, Nirguna Upasana is the ultimate step. So you have to proceed to Saguna Ishvara Upasana and then come to Nirguna Ishvara Upasana. So there is no question of comparison. Both are compulsory steps. Because Nirguna Upasana is ultimate, he says those Nirguna Upasakas, they reach me, they become one with me. He is going to tell that in the coming slokas. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamast. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.